Today is the first day of Ragbrai, Register's annual great bike ride across Iowa. The entire state of Iowa. 462 miles of corn and cows and food and Iowa nice. Today is day one. We are very excited to get started. We've been looking forward to this for 6 months. This is the 49th year, but the big thing this year is that we have a century day. In 4 days, we're gonna be riding 105 miles. So every day until then, we're gonna try and get a routine so that we're ready for Wednesday. We have an idea of what we're getting ourselves into, but I have a feeling it's gonna be blown out of the water. Let's get started. This all started yesterday when we made the trip over from Lansing. My name is Laura, and I spent last year traveling to all 50 states in my self-converted van. I had some crazy adventures and I saw some amazing things. But this summer, I'm taking on Ragbrai, and Courtney's here to join me. Make sure you subscribe to follow us across Iowa and to see all the fun we get up to along the way. Cheers! Made it to Iowa. Now we just have to get the bikes wrapped up and on the truck. First Iowa sunset.
Not confident at all that all of that stuff is gonna fit in our bags.
We have bags that are already full. This one is mine, has a little space. I don't think it's all gonna fit. We might have overpacked. We also have to fit our helmets and our bike pump in the bag. Are you ready to pack all of this, or are you just gonna have your ice cream?
I'm just gonna get my ice cream. We also just drove through Wisconsin and just a little bit of Iowa, and there are a lot of hills. I think today we've said, what have we gotten ourselves into? Quite a bit.
We will get to know every single one of them over the next week. So far on time, but leaving the car for a week. We made it off the bus now. We just have to figure out bikes. You see it?
Yeah.
We don't necessarily want them yet though, right? But let's go look at them. And then where's yours?
Right there.
Nice. First tent spot. We found shade, and it's really close to where we drop our bags off in the morning. Just a little drizzle, it's perfect. First beers of Ragbrai. Worth the wait? Oh, it's so good. Good beer. Yes. I think you can pull it off. Courtney has wanted this hat since we heard about Ragbrai. It's been months, a year probably, since she's wanted this hat. But everybody wears them with the brim up, so I think she has to do that too. What do you think? It'll be normal by the end of the week. I'll lift that lid. That looks really good.
And if you're not smiling by now, I don't know what's gonna make you. Like I can read books in my bed.
Get enough water?
Still working on it. We were hanging out at camp, sitting next to this metal pole, and the tornado siren went off one time. We don't know what that means, but we decided to unlock the bikes and get prepared to go. I have the fanny pack on, so ready for anything. It is thundering though, so we zipped all the tent back up so it's prepared for rain, and we're gonna go see if there's a place to take shelter. They definitely have shelters in town. We might just go to like a pavilion right now. Our tent is over here in the outfield. That is what's going over that direction. It's one of those storms where it's gonna get lighter as the night goes on. It's only like 7:30. Crazy. It's a Ragbrai tradition to write Virgin on your leg if it's your first time here. So we're jumping in first thing this morning. Today we have 53 miles and one of our biggest days of elevation. Hopefully our enthusiasm will get us through. The verdict, my bag is 35 pounds.
27.
They have to be under 50 and we had no idea, except for 50 would be too heavy to carry.
Pretty big. It's 49 pounds, yeah. Darren goes already.
2022 got high. The ceremonial start for Ragbrai is to dip your back tire in the Missouri River, and then when you finish, you dip your front tire in the Mississippi. But Sargeant Bluff is 9 miles from the Missouri River, so there are some hardcore people who took the 18 extra miles to make sure they got their tire, and since it was such a big issue, they actually brought some of the Missouri River water here so that we could do it in town. Some people did it yesterday. We're stopping to do it today. Now we can officially start our ride. Thank you. First mile done. Practically there. Imagine in 7 days, we're gonna see a sign that says 1 mile to go. 461 done. Just hit our first 7 miles, headed into our first town. This is awesome. Looking for breakfast. Oh, the whole town, look at that, Courtney. Look to the right. The youth football team is selling $6 breakfast burritos and coffee. So we just got breakfast for both of us for $16. 19 miles to the next town. Should be hilly. Just went over some rolling hills. Feels like a roller coaster. And then this house is the perfect spot at the top of this hill. Courtney going for the bush latte. Give it a spin. Nice, very Iowa.
For the farmers.
Cool. About halfway between breakfast and lunch, or 2 towns, whichever you're counting.
there's no explanations. I've got things I tend to moan. In these times, just please be patient. Being unsure you leave my home. Drag us out and build us up again. Put things right and let me go. Away knowing that there's still time.
Woo! Okay.
Tomorrow's gonna be 20 hours grateful for that.
Can't you say what's really going on? What's really going on? Look away, look away. What's really going on? What's really going on? Would you tell me? Can't you say what's really going on? What's really going on?
That's nuts.
I know.
I was gonna get a prime rib sandwich, but they only have grilled steak, so that's what I have. I added some A1 sauce. Courtney got a hot dog. It's so hard because it's hot, so you don't want to eat anything, but I do think we're gonna find pie before we leave town. We need some energy to get to the, to the end. First pie of the trip is apple. We made it to our end town, Ida Grove, but it appears the campground is a mile or so off the route. So we're trying to make it to the campground, and we just used all of our steam to get into town, and now we're just trying to get there. It just keeps going and going, and the signs keep saying campground ahead. We stopped for a snack. Ida Grove, I'm sure, is a beautiful town, but the fact that camp is here at the high school, 2 miles maybe? I don't know, it's supposed to be 53 something, and we've now, my odometer is almost at 56 miles. Almost 5 o'clock probably, and we have to figure out how to get the tent up and get back to town for food.
It's 5:07.
It's 5:07. This is the situation. I think last night everything was really spread out, and tonight we're just feeling how many people are here. Okay, day 1 of riding is done. Camp is up. We had dinner at a local church. They made tacos, which was perfect. It was also 2 blocks from camp. We officially are starting to understand just how many people are here. Last night we had the perfect campsite. It was at a baseball diamond. We were on the outside edge. There was definitely a place with other crowded tents, but we were not in it. Tonight, we are in it. We're in the outfield of the baseball diamond, but the track is also full tent to tent. And then there's a whole park full of support vehicles and tents and RVs, and it's crazy. Right now, most people are at dinner or partying because it's a big party in town. We are resting because that was crazy. Today was so many more hills than we expected. We knew it would be hilly. We knew there was 2,600 feet of elevation gain, but we didn't know what that would really translate to. We had no idea how to ride in hills. I think we joked after that when we're riding, we might change 1 gear or 2 gears, but we could go a whole ride and never even change gears. On these hills, we would change like 4 gears on the way up and then change them back down on the way down the hill. By the end of the day, we were better at it, but it was crazy.
We also walked up a few hills. It gave us some time away from being on the bicycle, and being able to just walk for a few minutes really helped us once we were on the uphill to be able to comfortably get on the bike and then go down the downhill. And if anything, we can say that we still crossed the entire state of Iowa, even if it was not always on a bike, but we were walking.
I don't think anybody's gonna hold it against us. We had the bike.
So obviously with all the uphills, we had major downhills. And
yes.
that is where Laura thrived. That was where I was really scared. I got up to about 33 miles per hour, and I think Laura got up to about 38 at one point.
I got up to 38, but I was over 30 like 5 or 6 times easily. If it gives you any idea how big the hills are, when we're training back home, I think my highest was 21, and that happened once. So tomorrow we have a long day that's flat. The next day is short and flat. And then we have our Century Day. Someone mentioned that even though there's so many people, you start to see the same people over and over. So it doesn't seem like it's so big. When you're on the road and you have all the bikers, it definitely seems big. But we saw 4 different people that we knew from last night. So it's amazing with such a big crowd that you still find people that you see and you know. But it's starting to cool off. The sun is kind of peeking behind the school, which is good. I think we'll probably rest a little longer, go get some more water, do a final walk around. It's 8 o'clock.
Yep. Should be in bed by 9.
Yeah, this is the most energy we've had in the past hour. So I think the camera just shook when I said that. I'm trying to hold it because it's on the mount that we use for the helmets.
Let us know in the comments if you think we're gonna make our 71-mile day tomorrow.
We'll see you there. We have survived today 2. We have made it 21 miles. We made it 21 miles to Schaller, Iowa. We are now waiting in this massive line for breakfast. It's been a pretty rough morning. I just could not get it together. We thought it was gonna be flat and easy today. We have 71 miles. It was horrible. We have done almost all 21 of our miles have been hills like yesterday, so it's just been zapping my legs. It feels very busy today. We made it to town for lunch. Courtney thought that we might have to be worried that they start closing at 3 because she didn't think we would make it in time. It's only 12:45. So we went 23 miles in 2 hours and 45 minutes.
No, an hour.
An hour and 45 minutes, that makes it, that's better.
And
23 miles in an hour and 45 minutes.
And we have ridden 44 for the day.
Yeah, and it's just lunchtime.
Either way, we could have said yes.
Crazy. We have dueling lines. I ordered over here. Courtney's getting a grilled cheese. It's just an endless stream of bikes. We have been waiting for lunch for 40 miles. Yesterday we had lunch at 25, so we are definitely ready for this. I got this walking taco on a whim. It looks really good. And then I got lemonade yesterday, and Courtney just couldn't pass it up for lunch. It'll be good sugar for us. What'd you get?
It's called the Baconator. So cheddar cheese with 6 full slices of bacon.
6. So it's like a grilled cheese, but really it's just a bacon Sammy.
Yeah, bread
All the salt that you need in the whole world. That was good. That is butter. Pie and ice cream to benefit the student athletes. This has been a tough day so far. We are on schedule. Courtney was really worried that we would just be slow today because it's our 2nd longest day of the ride. We really needed to make some miles. She was starting to worry that we wouldn't get there till like 6 or 7 or later tonight, but I think we're on track. It's 1:45, so we spent an entire hour here in town. We just need to get water, and then we have 28 miles to camp. Even though it's really cloudy, it's the perfect day for Ragbrai because it's cooler. We've had a few raindrops. We're still wearing sunscreen because we're starting to really feel how much sun is out here, even though we have full cloud cover. Back on the road. Less than an hour and we're already at the next town. 11 more miles done. Probably some of our best miles. It's also started sprinkling. Part of the reason why it went so fast is because Sammy from Colorado was talking to us. Courtney encouraged me to make these shirts for Ragbrai because we just want people to see the channel, and the more we can share it, the better. And I was a little embarrassed, so I didn't want to do it at first. But it's been such a good conversation starter yesterday and today. It also started a conversation with a teacher from Arizona, and he was really nice. and that was like 2 or 3 miles. And it's just amazing that on your bike you're able to just talk to people going 14, 15 mile an hour. It's crazy. I'm still ready to get the last chunk of miles done though, but first, town. This is Fonda, Iowa. We just went for our longest bike ride ever, but we are not to town. Instead, we're at this church that has had signs for pie for the last 30 miles at least. You can see the Ragbrai route over there on the road. It's time for pie. Courtney gave me a hard time because I've been talking about strawberry rhubarb for like a half hour, but I needed the most sugar, so I got pecan. Hopefully that's just enough sugar to get us into town. Under 10 miles to Pocahontas for the night. We are ready to be there.
I will go ahead and say that today has been more positive than yesterday, so that's I guess a very good sign when we're doing about 20 more miles.
I also have to say that the first 15 miles today were not positive. So I think there's a correlation between hills and positivity. The more hills, the less positive. But we shouldn't have very much elevation into town, so that is good. And we just had pie. Finished our first 70+ mile day, put our bikes down in a spot that's hopefully big enough for the tent. We're gonna go get our bags and then see if we can find a different spot or if that's where we wanna stay. It's only 5 o'clock. At the end of the day, you come into this like bullpen and grab your bag. It is supposed to be lined up based on what time you dropped your bag off. So we always hope that we can find it. Thank you. We have camp set up. We took showers. There's a concession stand here set up at the camp, and that's where we're having dinner. There's a big party in town, but we are getting sleep. Maybe tomorrow with less miles, we'll be able to actually do that.
We're fighting dinner.
Things are starting to wind down here at camp. I got some water and I'm getting ready to brush my teeth and go to sleep. It's like 8:30, but it's starting to get dark, especially because it's cloudy and we're all tired after today. We did go downtown to see what's going on. They're gonna have entertainment till like 11 tonight. None of us are taking advantage of that. And here at camp, we got to meet Julie today. She said she's been watching the videos, so that's really neat. I did a packing video before we left, so it's neat that a few people have said hi, and it's really fun to have those conversations. Tomorrow we have 56 miles, so it should be easier. We'll see you there. What was that?
I said you're gonna need to film fast because I'm hungry. We rode 70, probably 4 miles today. I'm hungry.
Welcome to Century Day. Camp is clearing out and it's time to go.
Here, one more time.
We are just over halfway. We have town in about 2 miles. We're gonna grab lunch and keep on moving.